Hello, and welcome to Hypnos Helix. Tonight, we'll begin a quiet journey into the deepest mystery of all time. It's not what you think it is, so settle in, let go of your thoughts, and prepare to drift into the gentle current of cosmic truth. You are never truly still. Even as you lie resting, the Earth is spinning at a tremendous speed, orbiting the Sun, which itself is racing through the galaxy. And the faster you move through space, the more your relationship with time changes. This isn't just a theory. It's a measurable fact known as time dilation. Imagine two friends. One stays at home, and the other boards a spacecraft that can travel at incredible speeds, close to the speed of light. The space traveler spends a few months on their journey and then returns to Earth. What they find is astonishing. Years have passed for their friend who stayed behind. The traveling friend has aged only a few months, while their static counterpart has grown decades older. This is the heart of the twin paradox. It is not science fiction, it's real physics, confirmed by countless experiments, including the slightly slower aging of astronauts on the International Space Station. But why does this happen? Think of a vast, tranquil lake. Your life is a canoe gliding across the surface. When you are still, the lake's current flows by you at a steady pace. But as your canoe picks up speed, you begin to interact with the water in a new way. From your perspective, the flow of the current seems to change. In this analogy, the lake is time itself, and your movement through it changes the very pace of your journey. This is all part of Einstein's groundbreaking work. He showed us that as we get closer to the speed of light, time for us slows to a trickle. For a particle of light, a photon, no time passes at all. From its point of view, its journey from a distant star to your eye is instantaneous. But you, with your mass, can never reach that speed. Still, even at lesser speeds, this principle holds true. You carry your own personal clock, and its ticking is shaped by your motion. This tells us that there is no universal now. Each person, each object, each traveler is on their own unique timeline. Your life's rhythm is yours alone, woven together by your path through the universe. Now, let's step into another truth. Motion isn't the only thing that shapes time. There is a powerful, invisible force pulling on you, holding you to the earth. That force is gravity. And just as motion can stretch time, gravity can bend it. Picture a still, calm pond. Now imagine placing a heavy stone in the center. The surface of the water bends and dips around the stone. That is a visualization of how a massive object, like a planet or a star, warps the fabric of space and time. Wherever there is mass, time itself slows down. This is known as gravitational time dilation. The stronger the gravity, the more slowly time flows. On Earth, the effect is so small it's almost unnoticeable. A clock on a mountaintop ticks a tiny bit faster than a clock at sea level because it is farther from the Earth's gravitational pull. This minute difference is critical for technology like our GPS satellites. Their clocks, orbiting far from the Earth's mass, run faster, and engineers must constantly correct them to keep our navigation systems accurate. The effect becomes extreme near a black hole. As you approach its event horizon, the point of no return time warps so intensely that it seems to stop. From a distant observer's point of view, a person falling into a black hole would appear to freeze at the edge of the event horizon forever. This is the strange, beautiful poetry of gravity. It not only holds us down, but it also presses gently on our now, slowing our seconds compared to those in the sky above us. So your time is not a fixed universal quantity. It is a personal experience, shaped not only by your speed, but by the weight of the world beneath your feet. You are constantly being tuned to a rhythm older than our species, tied to the mass of the planet. Now, let's consider something even more fundamental: light. It pours through our windows, warms our skin, and yet it is so much more than what our eyes can see. Light is a bridge between past and present. It is a traveler that carries time. Every photon, every particle of light moves at the same incredible speed, 186,000 miles per second. This speed is a constant, a fundamental law of the universe. It is the fastest thing in existence, a universal speed limit that nothing with mass can reach. The constancy of this speed is what shapes the very fabric of time and space. Because light has a finite speed, you never see things as they are, only as they were. The sunlight on your face left the sun about 8 minutes ago. The light from the stars you see tonight left its source years, centuries, even millennia ago. When you gaze up at the night sky, you are looking into a vast museum of the past. Some of the stars whose light you see may no longer exist, but their photons are still on their way, carrying an ancient story that is just now reaching you. Light is the ultimate historian, revealing where things were and when. This is why, in Einstein's famous thought experiments, light plays such a central role. He imagined a clock made of bouncing light beams and realized that a moving clock's light would have to travel a longer path. Since the speed of light cannot change, the only possible outcome is that time itself must stretch to accommodate it. This simple idea shows us why a traveler moving at high speeds ages more slowly. For a photon itself, no time passes at all. If you could ride a beam of light, there would be no before or after, no journey, no beginning or end. This is a profound and beautiful paradox. Light exists in a realm beyond moments, yet it defines how we experience every single one as you drift now. Imagine the vast sweep of time we have explored, from the personal rhythms of your own body to the cosmic scales of gravity and light. What gives time its forward-moving direction? Why do we remember the past but not the future? This mystery is linked to a quiet, powerful force called entropy. Entropy is a measure of disorder, and the universe has a natural tendency to move from order to disorder. A broken glass won't spontaneously reassemble. The milk you pour into your coffee won't separate itself back out. These are examples of the universe's slow, gentle unraveling. And it is this very tendency toward disorder that gives time its arrow. Your mind, in a way, is a beautiful example of this. Memories are not perfectly preserved facts. They are shifting, fragmented images, like a collection of faded photographs. When you recall a memory, you are not re-experiencing the past. You are reassembling the pieces. You can move backward in your mind, but you can't change the future. Our memory is built to follow the one-way street of time. This isn't just a human experience. It's a fundamental property of the universe. The flow of time from a tidy, ordered state to a more scattered, disordered one is what defines its direction. And it means that every breath you take, every moment you live, is part of this one-way flow. As you prepare to sleep, consider this. Time is not a single, universal clock. It is a deeply personal, layered, and interconnected experience. Your body, your speed, the very ground beneath you, the light from distant stars, and the quiet flow of disorder all conspire to create the unique rhythm of your existence. You are a traveler on a thread of time that is entirely your own. Now, As your mind softens and your breath deepens, feel your own moments stretching, wide and full. Let your own internal clocks slow down, moving in harmony with the great, slow turn of the cosmos. As you drift, your own personal thread of time will carry you gently into the stillness. Memory is not a library, a quiet vault of facts where you can pull a date or a face from a shelf. Instead, it is a living tapestry, woven and rewoven each time you look at it. Your brain doesn't rewind and play back the past. It actively recreates it from scattered threads of sensation and feeling. This is why memories can fade or change over time, because each time you remember, you are a little different, and the tapestry is woven with a fresh thread of your current perspective. This isn't a flaw, it's a beautiful design. Memory's purpose isn't just to store data, it's to help you live now and to imagine the future. The same brain regions that allow you to recall a past event also light up when you picture something that hasn't happened yet. This is your mind's effortless ability to travel through time. You can be sitting still, but a familiar scent or a distant sound can instantly transport you to another decade or a future dream. And your memories aren't just for you. They are a compass for your life, shaped by what you've felt, not just what you've seen. Your emotions help choose what stays and what fades. That's why certain moments, a first love, a moment of profound discovery, remain so vivid. They are not stronger because they were clearer, but because they mattered. So, when a memory washes over you, let it come. You don't have to hold on to it or fix it in place. Just know that it is part of you, a delicate act of time travel. It reminds you that even though time flows forward, your mind is fluid and free, moving through moments with a grace that a clock could never understand. Now, consider one of time's strangest tricks, déjà vu. The French phrase means already seen, and it's that uncanny feeling that a moment you are living for the first time has already happened. It's a flicker of familiarity that ripples through the present, leaving you with a quiet question. Why does this happen? Scientists have searched for answers in the delicate choreography of the brain. One theory suggests that your brain is like a well-tuned orchestra, but sometimes a single instrument plays a beat too late. A signal from your eyes might reach one part of your brain a fraction of a second before the rest. So when the full picture arrives, your brain processes it as something already experienced. It's not time looping, it's just perception stuttering. Another idea is that déjà vu is a momentary glitch in your memory pathways. What if a brand new experience accidentally gets filed in your long-term memory instead of your short-term one? You get the sensation of remembering something, even though you're experiencing it for the very first time. Beyond the scientific explanations, there's a deeper, more poetic thought that time is not a single, straight line, but a complex, multi-layered existence. Could déjà vu be a brief, phantom echo from another timeline? It's not testable, but it reminds us that our brain is an artist, not just a machine. It paints each moment from fragments of what we've seen, felt, and dreamed. And sometimes, just sometimes, it paints a scene twice. So when that odd, familiar feeling washes over you, smile. You are not broken. You are simply alive inside a system that is always guessing, reaching, and recreating. Your mind is a traveler, moving not just forward, but sideways, backward, and inward. The strange machine of motion. You are already a time traveler, moving forward in time with every breath, But what about the extraordinary kind of traveler, ability to leap forward or back in a way that defies the clock? The forward journey, at least, is supported by real physics. We know that motion and gravity can stretch and bend time. Think of it like this. If you could accelerate a spaceship to a speed close to that of light, you would move through time much more slowly than someone who stays on Earth. You might experience only a few months of travel, but when you return, decades could have passed for your homebound friends. This is the essence of time dilation, and it is a one-way ticket to the future. But what about going backward? This is where the paradoxes begin. The most famous is the grandfather paradox. If you went back and prevented your own birth, how could you have traveled back in the first place? To escape this contradiction, some physicists suggest that the universe protects itself. They theorize that if you could travel to the past, you could only do things that were already a part of history. You could not change it. You could only fulfill the events that have already been set. You might try to save a burning house, only to find that your efforts were the very thing that caused the fire to spread. In this view, you can visit the past, but you cannot rewrite it. And where would these journeys take place? Perhaps through wormholes, shortcuts, through the very fabric of space and time, licensed by Google Imagine, folding a piece of paper and touching two distant points together. The journey is no longer a trip across the page, but an instant leap through a tunnel. While a beautiful idea, grounded in the equations of Einstein, they require exotic forms of energy to remain open and stable. We don't know if they exist, but the fact that the math allows for them reminds us that the universe is far more flexible and strange than we can comprehend. So whether or not we'll ever build a time machine, you already possess a deeper form of time travel, the ability to move through life, holding memories, telling stories, and learning from what has passed. You are a traveler who shapes the future with every step, every breath, and every thought. Look around you. A cup of tea cools, a candle burns down, a breeze stirs the leaves, but never unstirs them. You drop a glass, it shatters, but the shards never leap back into place. There's something deep and universal behind all this. A quiet pull that moves everything in one direction. It is not gravity, not motion, it is entropy. Entropy is a measure of disorder, a way to count how many ways a system can be arranged. A tidy room has low entropy, with everything in its place. A messy room has high entropy. The universe, in its quiet, inevitable way, tends toward disorder. This is the arrow of time, the reason why ice melts, but never unmelts. It is the fundamental law that gives time its one-way direction. And so, here you are, resting in the stillness of the now. This present moment feels so real, so solid, but physics tells us that there is no single, cosmic now that everyone shares. Your now is personal, shaped by where you are and how you move. The light from a distant star left its home long before you were born, but it is arriving at your eyes now. In your version of the present, as you fall deeper into rest, you can let go of the rigid idea of time. You are not trapped in a single, linear story. You are riding your own thread through the universe, a traveler in motion, a being made of memories, a spirit carried by a rhythm as old as the cosmos. Your now is a gift, and it is entirely yours. As your body rests, your mind is free to wander, to explore the past, to dream the future, and to simply be in the deep, peaceful stillness of the present. Without entropy, the universe would have no direction. Entropy is the principle that things tend to fall apart, that order is fleeting. A cup of tea cools, a candle burns down, and a dropped glass shatters, never to leap back into place. This is the universe's great, quiet sigh. An invisible pull that moves everything from a state of order toward disorder. But entropy isn't just about decay. It is also the engine of change and evolution. A snowflake forms, a baby learns to walk, and a galaxy spirals. Each of these events creates local order, but releases more randomness into the universe, often as heat. So, in a strange way, beauty and creation are not against entropy. They are its dance partners. They are temporary eddies of order in an ever-rising sea of change. Some scientists have wondered if entropy could ever reverse. Could a moment exist where disorder falls, not just in a small pocket, but across the entire cosmos? It's a mystery. But what we do know is that your awareness, your ability to find meaning, to remember and to love, is a powerful counterpoint to this cosmic unraveling. To be a flicker of order in a rising sea of change is perhaps the greatest gift of all. You are a temporary pause in the tide, a moment of beautiful stillness. Now, let's turn inward and listen to the language that guides your very existence. It is not spoken in words, but in molecules. It is DNA. Think of it not as a book, but as a vast, ancient blueprint. A spiraling staircase carrying the instructions for life. Its alphabet has only 4 letters, A, T, C, and G, which stand for adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. These 4 letters are arranged in sequences billions of characters long, encoding everything from the shape of a flower to the rhythm of your heartbeat. Every cell in your body holds a copy of this blueprint, and from the moment you began, your cells have been reading it, unfolding the instructions, not all at once, but at the perfect moment. DNA holds not just structure, but a profound sense of timing. It is a time capsule, passed down from your ancestors, carrying echoes of lives that came before. When you breathe, dream, and feel, you are living out a story that has been refined by evolution over eons. But the story isn't static. As you age, your DNA remains, but the way it's read changes. Certain genes are turned on or off, a process called epigenetics. This means your experiences, your environment, and even your emotions can leave a physical mark on your genetic code. It's how your life shapes the very instructions that shape you. You are not a fixed sentence. You are a living story, gently and endlessly revised by time itself, for billions of years. The genetic story was edited only by time and chance. But now, we hold a tool with the power to reach into the blueprint of life and rewrite the script. It is called CRISPR. CRISPR is a biological tool, not a machine. It was discovered in bacteria, where it acts as a defense system. When a virus attacks a bacterium, the bacterium can snip a piece of the virus's DNA and keep it as a memory. If the virus returns, the bacterium uses that memory to guide a special enzyme, Cas9, to the exact spot on the virus's DNA and destroy it. Scientists realized they could reprogram this guided pair of scissors to find and cut any sequence of genetic letters. This gives us the ability to precisely remove, add, or change a gene. We can now correct inherited mutations, study cancer, or remove a virus hidden within human DNA. This isn't science fiction. It is a new form of biological time travel, allowing us to go back and edit the ancient inheritance passed to us from before we were born. But this power comes with deep ethical questions. Should we only use CRISPR to fix illness, or should we use it to enhance traits? We stand at a new threshold, learning how to be companions to evolution, not just passengers. The tool is not the danger. The intention is now. Close your eyes and turn your awareness inward. Inside your head, a universe of change is happening, even as you rest. Neurons are flickering, connections are sparking, and new pathways are being woven. This is the quiet magic of neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to change its own physical structure. Your thoughts, feelings, and habits are like sculptors, carving new pathways and reinforcing old ones. Your brain is not fixed. It is a moving landscape that is always adapting. In sleep, this work becomes even more beautiful. Your brain replays lessons, consolidates memories, and strengthens circuits that are useful. Dreams aren't just symbolic. They are a safe space where your mind can process emotions and rehearse for life. And this ability is not limited to sleep. When you learn a new language, when you recover from a loss, or when you learn to forgive, your brain is physically rewiring itself. You are not at the mercy of your wiring. You are a participant in its creation. Each time you wander, each time you learn, each time you dream, you are not escaping reality. You are refining it. Now, let your awareness drift deeper, beyond your heart and lungs, into the dark warmth of your gut. Here, a vast, humming ecosystem of bacteria, fungi, and viruses lives. This is your microbiome. You are not a single being. You are a living world, a symphony of countless lives. These tiny companions outnumber your own cells, but they don't overpower you. They collaborate, influencing everything from your immune system to your cravings. They can even create neurotransmitters, the same brain chemicals that influenced your mood and thoughts. Your gut and brain are linked by a superhighway of nerves and signals called the gut-brain axis. That flutter in your stomach when you're nervous is a signal from this unseen world. Your microbiome is listening, shifting and whispering to you. And you are a gardener to this internal world. Every bite you take and every breath you draw alters the landscape within. When your inner world is in balance, so too is the mind that arises from it. Now, feel the ground beneath you. It may seem solid, but it's an illusion. The Earth's crust is not a single shell, but a mosaic of plates, slowly drifting on a softer layer beneath. This is plate tectonics. The continents you see on a map were once a single supercontinent, slowly torn apart over millions of years. This movement, which is as slow as your fingernails grow, reshapes the world. It pushes up mountains, tears open oceans, and creates fault lines where tension builds and is released as earthquakes. These tremors are not a sign of a fragile planet, but a reminder that the Earth is alive and in motion. This deep, geological breath has sculpted life itself. Volcanoes born from colliding plates enrich the soil. Mountains alter weather, and the cycling of heat and minerals may have been what allowed life to begin in the first place. You are part of this rhythm, drifting slowly on a planetary sea, carried by a beat older than memory, a rhythm deeper than your own heartbeat. Now, look up, not with your eyes, but with your quiet attention. Beyond our sky, in the silent, starlit space, are other planets. We have found thousands of exoplanets orbiting suns far beyond our own. We can't see them directly. They are too faint, too lost in the glare of their stars. So we listen for them. We listen for the subtle wobble of a star as it's tugged by a planet's gravity, or for the tiny dip in a star's light as a planet passes in front of it. From these faint signals, we can learn whether a planet is hot or cold, rocky or gaseous, and sometimes we find hints of something more: water, vapor, oxygen, methane. Not proof of life, but the possibility of habitability. It's a humbling thought that somewhere out there, another consciousness might be wondering if we exist. Perhaps the universe is not a miracle, but a tendency, something the cosmos does. When given time and space, we've explored so many of the universe's quiet mysteries. Now, let's turn to one of its strangest. For every particle of matter, there is an equal and opposite twin called antimatter. An electron has an anti-electron, a positron. A proton has an antiproton, and so on. Antimatter is like a mirror, image of matter. It has the same mass, but opposite charge and properties. And when a particle of matter meets its antimatter twin, they both vanish in a burst of pure energy. This is called annihilation. It is the ultimate collision, a graceful disappearance that releases an enormous amount of power. Antimatter isn't just a theory. We create it in our physics labs every day. But here is the mystery. Our universe seems to be made almost entirely of matter. If matter and antimatter were created in equal amounts at the Big Bang, they should have annihilated each other, leaving nothing but energy. But they didn't. Some matter survived. This is one of the greatest unsolved puzzles in physics, a subtle imbalance that allowed stars, galaxies, and you to exist. So, as you drift into sleep, know that you are part of an improbable existence, fleeting whisper of matter in a universe where the opposite should have prevailed. You are a miracle born of imbalance, an echo of a beginning we cannot yet explain. Let that thought bring you peace. There is no need to solve every mystery. Sometimes, it is enough just to rest within it. And with that, our journey through the mysteries of time comes to a gentle close. We've traveled from the farthest reaches of space to the smallest whispers of our DNA, all to understand that time is not a fixed river, but a personal current. It bends with our movement, slows near the immense weight of stars, and is woven into the very fabric of our being. You are not a passenger on a single timeline, but a unique traveler in your own. So as you drift into sleep, remember this quiet truth. Your past is a tapestry of memory. Your future is a garden of possibility, and your present is a gift that is uniquely yours. You are an improbable miracle, born from ancient stardust and guided by an arrow of time that is both vast and intimate. You are part of the universe's great, soft hum. Let go of every thought now. Let the currents of sleep carry you. Feel yourself held by the quiet forces we've explored tonight, safe in the rhythm of the cosmos. May your dreams be peaceful and your rest be deep. Good night.